as one of the things that's really important right from the get-go, and this is probably the biggest thing that I see, is that people approach content creation without a clear strategy behind it. So why are they even doing it? What is going to be the end goal of that? So that would be the number one big mistake. And thinking and not taking that to the point where it aligns with the business goals. So getting 10,000 followers on Instagram is not really a business goal. There's plenty of people, as we know, that with oodles of followers, that don't have a sustainable business through it. So it's really, conversely, there are people with really small amount of followers that have a great business because they have great engagement. So it's not about the platform, it's not about the numbers, it's about what purpose does that content serve in taking the people that you would like to most do business with on a journey. So where does content come into play and what platforms are they on? And we'll talk a bit about that because I've got some really interesting thoughts around that and how it's shifting in 2021 versus the last few years. But having a strategy with your content and that aligns with your business goals. So your business goals, I'll give you some examples because it just can sound a bit nebulous if you just throw that stuff out. Oh, be strategic, be strategic. Yeah. Like really, it's like where does your business need to see an increase in order to is it to become more profitable? Is because you want to build a brand because you're wanting someone to buy your company? Is it because you're wanting to retain your customers? Is it because you're getting a lot of people in the door as leads but you're not converting them into customers? Are they leaving too quickly? Like whatever the goal is, and you want to increase the lifetime value of those customers, whatever the goal is, your content can support that business strategy. So for many businesses and for many people listening here, it's probably going to especially be at that front end, which is, increasing leads, having a greater pool of people to be able to ultimately have in your audience and potentially have as business, people that you do business with, and then to be able to have the mechanisms to convert those into customers. So that's where, if that's what your content is, then that's where you want to be focusing and making sure that each piece of content has a strategic and considered role to play in that. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to all be conversion content. In fact, it shouldn't be. Probably, 5, maximum 10% should be specifically about your products and services and you. The vast majority will be about different things. However, it will be about things that tie in or that people need to know, or we'll touch on some of the other things around connection and affinity building and trust and credibility and authority that play into that overarching scheme. And also, having a plan for after people do consume your content, what is a good next step for them? What action do you want them to take? And again, it won't be buy my stuff, but what do you want the outcome of that content to be? So that is the first big mistake that I see all the time, which is people just thinking they have to put stuff out for the sake of it without each piece of content being linked to a clear strategy. And there's lots of other mistakes. I'll just give you one more that happens really, really commonly, unfortunately, and that is people aren't consistent with their content. They'll start because they're motivated and they won't follow through, and as a result it's very hazy and ad hoc and sporadic, and that actually is not great for your brand. If you are posting 72 times in the first 2 weeks because you're motivated and you're posting videos and blog posts and social media posts and you're just everywhere, and then you're missing in action for 6 months, that actually speaks louder about your brand and you as a business owner than if you were to just simply show up and post once a week consistently on a good topic for 6 months. You'd have better return on that, because people's cumulative memory over that time, you'll register way more for the consistency and just for the continually showing up. They will remember 12 months. They won't remember you only showed up like once a week or once a fortnight, but they'll remember 12 months they've seen you consistently. This is all subconscious stuff. as opposed to this flurry of activity where they see you everywhere and then you drop off. So that's just two of the big mistakes. And